Avoid super battle droids, but not the super dealers at SD GameSwap.
Howdy, folks. This is Vile Mike here. I'm kind of at a loss for words with how stupid our idiot in chief is. And yeah, there's a link if anyone's watching that actually wants to come up, either to complain or tell me I'm wrong and short-sighted or something along those lines. Because I am not kidding. I had somebody cancel an order today because they're worried that their country is going to put a reciprocal tariff on the United States now that we're tariffing their country, and they didn't want to buy it. I see you, man. I'm not kidding. So yes, my small business is already losing money due to this, and it's been less than 4 hours or 5 hours since it was announced. I literally have the envelope in my car of the item the person originally purchased, who's now requesting to cancel because he's worried that it's going to end up being tariffed extra more, and he's going to end up having to be charged more. I tried to explain that it's already been paid for, so it won't, but he still canceled the order. And I say he, I don't know the gender, but they canceled an order because of this. SD GameSwap, my small business, ships internationally through the eBay global shipping program. And I'm losing money because of our idiot in chief. Yeah, I'm just... Oh. Yeah, sorry if I'm just laughing. I'm just like so confused about the situation. Because I also don't understand why 2 uninhabited islands are being tariffed, yet Israel and Russia got the exemption. Yeah. Uninhabited islands now have a 10 to 15% tariff imposed on them, even though they don't import anything from the United States and they don't export anything to the United States. But they're being tariffed, but not Russia or Israel. Seriously, can someone explain this to me? I don't understand it. And yes, I do have my cigar. I don't have any caffeine at the moment, but I am about to crack a beer open because I definitely need a beer tonight. So, all right, Elihu, can you turn on the camera just to make sure I know it's you, since I'm already live? Or it just shows a blank field, so put something in the private. Oh, there you are. There you are. All right. Can you explain it to me? Your microphone's off.
Yeah, one moment. Sorry, one moment.
Well, Dandelion.
Sorry, I was playing on the screen in the background. Sorry, I had muted it off.
That's fine. You're supporting other other people. I get that. Dandelion, the person who canceled the order lives in France. I don't know I have their exact address, but it's a town I don't recognize the name of. It's not like something that's been in a movie that I could point to or something. And I'm not going to, of course, dox somebody other than tell them that They're in Europe. They're in France.
Yeah,
So
and if I'm not sure if you heard or not, but the tariffs from Canada got said they basically said fuck you to Trump on the tariffs on Canada. It was voted, what was it, 51 to 48 to strike down the tariffs on Canada imports. So that means your can of beer is going to cost about the same or a little bit cheaper. Your price of beer is not going to go up because of the boron that's made to make aluminum that Canada has that we need. So if
oh
took effect, your can of beer would have went up. Your can of
no,
soda would have went up.
Elijah, you don't understand. It's still going to go up. You know why?
Yeah,
Because
India has it also.
well, no, it's not just the aluminum we're going to worry about. The boilers and the equipment used to make beer, those machines use parts that are not made in the United States. They
I
use
know.
computers where the chips come from other countries.
Taiwan.
That means if their repair work now costs more and their upkeep costs more, then they have to charge more. Not to mention the fact that certain ingredients that go into the mash might not be entirely from the United States because they want to get, a taste
Quality.
that's, maybe they're trying to emulate the taste of a German beer or a Irish beer or a Scottish beer. So those costs are going to go up because those particular ingredients are still imported. But
Yeah,
at least vodka won't go down or won't
I
go up.
know. I know Russia and Israel not on the list except for the heat of McDonald Island. Poor penguins. I thought that was funny.
Well,
I'm
I'm not
familiar with
okay.
the. I am personally familiar with the McDonald Island Research Center. Okay, I used to date a woman who worked there, so I know about that place. When I saw that on the list, I'm like, What am I? Is this? Did somebody mess with this screenshot or what?" I thought it was a joke. I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling. I'm like, seriously, McDonald Island? That's fucking penguins. There is no
Well,
human lives there.
and I'll tell
A
you
human.
another thing.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this about McDonald Island. The amount of human traffic on there is about maybe 50 footsteps a year. Okay, this is how isolated it is. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, no,
So,
I'm gonna give you another example of something that happened today. I went to do laundry. All right, and I had, I was washing my blankets, my sheets, and everything. So, I needed a bunch of the washing machines. But a lot of the washing machines were broken in one way or the other. In fact, one of the ones I was using could only be used for cold washes right now.
sounds like my building.
One of the dryers I used could only accept quarters, not the card system that they had. And that was simply because they can't order the parts to fix things right now because they can't afford it.
Yeah, just like
This
my
is
building. They
this is a
there's
small
this.
business.
They have to. These my building does not own the washing and dryers. They get it from a small business from a small company. They lease it out to different nonprofits for a cheap price, right? And they said they have to wait until the price comes down to get repairs because they have to get some parts from India and Germany, and they're afraid about the Trump tariffs. And the manager's like, "Okay, we only have one washer, one dryer, and building for 400 people right now. No problem." So that's what we have: one washer and one dryer right now.
For how many people?
About 390 people. Yeah.
Oh, and I know
So
and
doing
I know
laundry
certain
is
people
fun around here.
and I know that certain people would complain that no, that's just a San Francisco thing, but no.
No.
This laundromat that I go to is a small one. Okay, it only has like 24 washers and half as many
Oh.
dryers. So, and I'd say at least a quarter of them are non-functional or broken in some way right now.
Yeah, it costs $225 to wash, $225 to dry, but it costs $350 to wash and $325 to drive down the street. People are actually paying more to go down the street.
Oh God, now I'm jealous because the washing machines I used for the blankets was $9, and the two clothes ones I used to do my clothes were $4 a piece.
Dude, I can wash my comforter, my blanket, both my sheets, my pillowcase, 10 jeans, about 15 shirts, and one wash down the street.
All right, that was me opening my beer.
Yeah, figured. You're parked. You're not driving, right?
Nope, I'm in the car, but I'm not driving.
Okay.
In fact, I might move to the van just because the van can't actually even drive right now because the battery's dead.
That's a good thing in case a cop sees you drinking the beer. You might as well in case a cop sees you drinking the beer. It's like, officer, look at this. This car won't start. Here, I'm safe. I'm not drinking. I'm hanging out online drinking the beer.
The only reason I might not do that is the battery's dead. I can't roll down the window to smoke.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hand cranks.
I guarantee that things are going to be even worse at the borders.
Can you believe
They're going to have? So go ahead.
Some idiots are still smuggling marijuana across the Mexican border into El Paso when there's at least 8 dispensaries within a 10-minute walking distance of the border. Like, how much of an idiot are you?
Well, remember the big thing just a few weeks ago was people were smuggling in eggs from Mexico.
Yeah, but marijuana into El Paso. I mean, come on. Dispensaries are right there.
It's because it's cheaper. Everything is smuggled in at one point or another. I remember that when I was working for Sony. I didn't work for Sony. I worked for another company called CDI, and my contract was leased to Sony. And when I was there, they had a little legal newsletter that went out like, I want to say every week, maybe every month, something like that. I remember reading it a lot more often than it probably came out. But one of the things they were talking about in one of the issues was how their legal department stopped a black market game importing thing where people were bringing in thousands and thousands of Sony games from Japan and China to be sold in America.
Jeez.
Now, remember, that was almost 20. God, I feel old saying that. Almost 20 years ago. I mean, we're literally talking about PlayStation 1 and 2 games. So, but if anyone, I see the numbers on the viewer count going up and down. So if anyone wants to come up who wants to explain the other side, and by other side, again, I'm more of a centrist than Elihu is, but if you're on the right side and you want to tell me how these are going to be nothing but good, I really want someone to explain it to me.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
Well, because I not only is the stock market falling every day now, I mean collectively, not individual stocks, of course. Just the aftermarket trade share dropped 500 points.
Well, you want to know how much fucked up this administration is doing right now?
All right, Michael, can you say something in the private chat just so I know who you are, and you can, so I know that you're not going to be someone who's going to just say something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
yeah,
just making sure.
Well, the budget cuts to NASA. Guess what happened a couple hours ago?
Yeah, I'm harmful. No, I'm not.
Hey, Michael.
No, I just want to make sure you're not someone who's going to show up and bring up porn. I've had people do that before.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, okay. Good to see you, Elihu. Yeah, good to see you, man. You too,
I was gonna tell you a couple hours ago. One asteroid passed by. A few hours before that, another one passed by, which basically means 2 asteroids passed by Earth today, and we did not even see them coming. That makes 34 asteroids between the Earth and the Moon in the last 60 days. One was the size of a building. The other was the size of a washing machine.
Yep.
These are fucking NEOs. This budget cuts. This is bullshit.
Yeah. I agree with
Well, okay. When you say
$1
building, hold on. When you say building size, what kind of building are we talking about? Are we talking about
skyscraper?
Okay, because I'm like, are you talking about like a single story, split level house, or are you talking about,
If I would
the
have
Empire
said
State
house,
Building?
I would have said house size, but it's a skyscraper size, not a house size. If it's a house, I'd say house. Yeah, one was about the size of 1.5 Danny DeVitos. The other was the size of about 500 Danny DeVitos.
Okay,
Is that better?
Well, I was gonna say, if you said house size, I'm like, okay, are we talking about Gregory House, or are we talking about the one that fell on the Wicked Witch of the East?
Yeah, Eli, are we talking about like the size of that one skyscraper that went down in Myanmar when they had the earthquake, the one that collapsed?
No, that was only about 75 Danny DeVitos.
Okay, so how big was this asteroid, Sandy DeVito?
It's about 150.
So like double the size? Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah,
that's like apartment size, right? We live in an apartment building which is like 17 stories tall. So yeah, that's probably about that size. Yeah.
And now some amateur astronomers and astrophysicists have actually calculated that the SC-2024 asteroid that was on everybody's mind is going to hit Earth, or not. They're calculating a 4% chance of hitting the moon, which is a very high impact ratio.
Oh, of course.
NASA can't even do that. They're like, thank you guys. Yeah, they're not even allowed to do this. They can't. They can only do certain stuff right now. What the budget allows.
Yeah, I noticed Dandelion Fluff in the chat there. I haven't seen you in a while, Dandelion.
I don't have the chat. I don't have the chat pop.
She usually shows up for the CNA streams, even though this is, as the title indicates, not a CNA stream because it's not on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
But
sorry, let me pop out the chat.
I'm just like, literally, the way I learned about the tariffs wasn't through the news. Was by someone canceling an order.
Yes.
Because they purchased it. I'm not going to say what they purchased because I don't know if someone can look up that information on my website. But they purchased something that was, I'm not even kidding. The item was only about $6, $7, maybe, $10 total.
Hang on. I'm going to listen to a 30-second clip. I'm going to mute you. Take off my headphones.
And he wanted to cancel the order after I'd already got it ready because I was doing laundry in the area. I was like, I can just swing by the storage unit while everything's in the dryer. I go there and no, he's already trying to cancel it as I had just put it in the envelope. And I tried, I'm like, well, hold on, let me look it up real quick. And I'm looking it up and I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? And I'm literally trying to understand, I'm reading the actual thing line by line as much as I can.
My gosh.
And that's how I learned about it.
Well, I know that the first time we seen it up here in Canada, my wife went to the store and she already realized that more than half the supplies that the United States supplies into the stores here gone. Like everything was taken off the shelves like overnight, immediately. Anything that came from the United States. So
yeah, I saw the news coverage on France Van Gogh.
Yeah, Canadians are totally pissed off right now. They are not happy with Trump at all. Even suggesting he wants to turn us into his 51st state. Well, bullshit. I'll turn you into our 13th province. How about that?
Hey, Alaska's always available. It's right there, guys. Come on.
Just do me a favor. If you're, go ahead and annex the entire western seaboard for me, straight down to Mexico.
Sure.
Because remember, San Diego is, all the way down by Mexico. Yeah, and I want to make sure that I'm one of the ones that's first inducted into the Grand Canadian 13th province.
Dude, you got to get the Orange County before you get to Mexico.
Yeah, there you go. But you know what? You also got to talk to that lady down there who's running Mexico City, like an armed.
Vasquez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Mrs. Vile would be able to tell you a lot more about her than I can.
Oh, I bet you could. Yeah, watch out for that Michael guy on the panel. Oh, you would say that,
Okay,
Sir Lemon.
you do realize there's literally 2 Michaels on the panel.
Yeah, so which one are you talking about?
Sir Lemon.
Clarification.
Yeah, Lemon
This panel,
is good people. He's good people. Oh yeah, Cascadia has been proposed. All the West Coast states and BC. Amen,
Oh,
brother.
Canada. Oh, Canada. Da, 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 da. I will memorize the words when I become a citizen.
Yep, there you go. I've only been living here for about 7, 8 years, and I still don't know the whole Canadian anthem. I gotta learn it myself. Holy shit.
Hey, I
I'm in
can learn
trouble.
French. I can learn French. Parlez-vous français?
I-
Oui. Oui.
Well, I know some French words, I just can't speak it. That's what
Ah, merde.
Well,
and I'm a foreign name for
unfortunately,
Christ's sake. Damn it, I should know French, man. Come on.
Hey,
unfortunately, one of the
the
hold
very
on,
first French word I learned was
That
on
word.
Star Trek. Merdi.
merde. It's
Merde.
merde.
Merde. Sorry,
Merde.
merde. That's the very first French word I learned. So thanks to Star Trek.
Well,
Yeah.
if Acme cartoons or not Acme, Looney Tunes are any example, one of the only French things I know how to say is "Oh my God, that's a pretty lady," and I believe it is pronounced
No, it's pronounced
Oh,
ho ho ho
oh, oh.
uh,
You got to pronounce it correctly.
and Daddy
At
Light's
least
telling you to
you're right.
get it in singing tune next time.
Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada.
I don't feel like
Praise.
singing in tune right now.
Something like that. Well, you know what? If
No,
you watch
you're
South Park,
I was going to say you're literally singing the South Park song. Blame Canada, not Oh Canada.
no,
I
not blame
know.
Canada. I said, but if you want to hear the
Oh,
actual Canada,
Canada.
they
Oh,
play on South Park.
Canada.
And speaking
Hey,
of Mrs.
Hola,
Vile, there she is.
Mrs. Cardenas.
no, that's Marisol Cardenas. Hello,
That is
Marisol.
Mrs.
Hola.
Vile.
Yes.
Yes, good evening. Yes. Buenas noches. Buenas noches, señorita. There you go. I see, I know some Spanish. That's
I need
still
an
wrong.
antenna. Hey, if I want to get the tune in right, I need an antenna, okay?
That's
Yeah.
O10 and Mom.
That's understandable.
Wait,
Oh,
I got
yes,
it. It's Oh Canada tree, oh Canada tree.
how nicely green your maple is. Buenas noches. Hello, Marisol. Yes. ¿Cómo está
Uh,
usted,
But
señorita?
you were talking about asking about the lady, the Mexican president. Mrs.
Yes.
Vile could certainly teach you more about that if you needed to, because she knows a lot.
Oh, I would definitely like to learn more about her.
I'm
Some
not
of these
even
people-
Canadian, and I'm insulted.
Oh man, come on, Dandelion.
Yeah, but
No.
what's funny? But hold on, Daddy Lad. At least our jokes are meant because we love Canada right now, not because we hate Canada.
Oh yeah,
yes.
no.
At least the 3 on the panel are that, not necessarily our government.
Hey, I love Canada. It's a great country. I want to go back there someday.
Hey, we produce some of the best people in this country. I'm only starting to learn that. Except now, a few of them are starting to turn mental, like Mike Myers and some people I care not to
No,
mention because they're all gone nuts. But anyway, can't blame them, I guess.
the last time I saw Canada was a couple years ago. Huh?
Yeah. Where'd you go?
Oh,
What
I
part?
was flying to Alaska.
Oh, okay. You had to go through that cut through. You have to cut through Canada to get to Alaska. Yeah.
Yeah, we was flying around the coastline, so
Oh, nice.
I got to see some of Canada.
Yeah, you got to see some of it. That's true. Daddy
It
likes
was at a
his
distance, but I saw some of it.
Yeah. So, has Mike, has Marisol been to a lot of your chats lately, or is she pretty
Well,
new?
she's Mrs. Vile. I'm Vile Mike. She's often in my live stream.
So Marisol Convenas. That's great. Now we know her real name.
Well,
Yeah.
she's always used her real name. I just refer to her as Mrs. Vile because it's easier.
Yeah, that works.
That way people know that, you know. I'll say it this way. It's so people know I love her.
You love her. Aww.
He says Trump said he assumes some of them Canadians are probably good people. Well, he would assume that, I guess. He is a I will say. I don't want to be a mean person right now. I just want to be like realistic.
Well, he's not allowed. He's not allowed in Canada, so maybe that's why he wasn't going to pick first state.
Well, no, he hates us, but he loves this guy. Carney.
And he's not legally allowed in Canada.
I know that.
Yeah, maybe that's why he wants to make it a 51st state so he can build a golf course.
Well, yeah. Well, I would love for him to go up to the North Pole and play golf. He could try.
Speaking of North Pole,
you know, he's got people up there.
Speaking of North Pole, Michael, did you see the?
Hold on. I got to make a joke. I got a joke.
Okay.
I would be happy for our tax dollars to pay for Donald Trump to golf at the North Pole. He just has to do it in a bikini.
Oh yeah, there we go. Or in a thong.
And he has to play all 18 holes.
Yes.
No golf.
Yes.
No golf. No golf cart.
No protective clothing. No protective coats or shit. He has to go play it in a complete thong. And
I would not want to see that.
No, most people wouldn't want to see that.
What I was going to ask you, Michael, speaking about seeing something, did you get a chance to see the orbital polar orbits from the capsule?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, that's weird. Marisol, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
No, she's referring to me because I even anglicized her name. When me and my kids, we refer to her as Mari, M-A-R-I, Mari. But that's because M-A-R-I in Spanish, or the Mexican Spanish pronunciation is Marie.
Yeah, it's Marisol.
But my roommate / adopted mom is Marie, and I don't like the idea of calling her Marie because then I'm like, you know what I mean? My mother figure and my girlfriend figure, or my girlfriend. So you know what I mean?
Dandelion, there was a small ice sheet at the North Pole. There's occasionally a small ice sheet of water, but there was a small ice sheet when the capsule flew over it.
Oh.
But there was no Santa's workshop, so there's no Santa.
Yeah, so Santa, are you saying he doesn't exist? No, I beg to differ.
I didn't see him at the North Pole, so he's not there.
It's in some kind of quantum plane, but it's not what we are at. So you know.
And Danny Lane, I'm sorry for putting that image in your brain. I just want to see what orange bronzer looks like on blue skin.
Oh my gosh!
Oh no,
that's funny. That's funny.
That is funny. I can see it now. His orange mop top and a blue, it turned into a blue icicle.
Oh, he's gonna be smurfed.
Oh, Smurf for sure. Simon says, "Remember when presidents?"
Are you blue? Are you blue? That was done on purpose. Okay. That's supposed to sound like a dog.
No, what I really thought, one of the things that was recent that was funny, at least in my corrupted brain, was one of the reasons that Trump wants to take over Greenland is because in a few years it should get more and more habitable land on it because of global warming.
But global warming is a myth, according to him.
But of course, global warming is fake. But he still wants it because it's going to happen in Greenland.
Right. But, you know, if he does take over Greenland, he's not going to stop there.
All right. Danny Lane, can you throw something in the private chat?
He'll go after Iceland next.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I was watching on France Van Gogh, and they was interviewing some actual Greenlanders after Vance went to the military base. And they're like, I'm so glad you didn't come here. And guess what? They interviewed a souvenir shop And they said, no, we don't want her here, his wife. It's so bad when a souvenir gift shop says, no, we don't want the vice president's wife here. That tells you something. Come on.
Oh boy.
Hey, Dandelion.
Hello.
Hey, Dandelion.
Are you joining me in an alcoholic beverage because of your particular avatar image?
Who, me? No, not tonight. I have to get up really early tomorrow and stuff. So
I have no alcohol.
You do work an important job, I believe, right?
no, not really. I work at a wholesale like nursery, so
Okay.
selling plants and stuff. But tomorrow's
That's
newsletter
still an
day.
important job, though. I mean, you're
Well,
trying
every
to.
job is somewhat important, but tomorrow's newsletter day, so I have to do 5
Oh.
newsletters. So I got to get all the photographs labeled for the photo links.
Nice.
Well, I'm
work tomorrow.
I have a full day needed to work tomorrow. I
Why do you
already
think I
took
have to do that montage? Sorry.
I already took sleeping pills before I decided to do the stream, so that's even more fun for me. And now I'm drinking alcohol.
Oh yeah, that helps.
Dandelion, just relook at that montage I sent you of the picture of the picture when you do before you do your job. Okay, get some inspiration. Look at this photograph of a photograph of a photograph.
I'm not American at all, Lemon Pie. I live in Canada, and I'm actually British.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah.
So she doesn't qualify as an American by the
No.
standard of she's not from the North American continent or the South American continent,
No.
and nor the United States of America part of an American.
Nope.
She's a transplant.
Yeah. I'm one of those filthy job stealing immigrants that everyone complains about.
Well, I'm retired, but I'm considered a transplant with a maple leaf tree. So there's that.
Well, did you guys hear about the new law in Florida about work related issues?
Yeah,
I don't know about that, but is it related to the bill the GOP just introduced about getting rid of OSHA?
Well, kinda. Yeah, I heard about that too, but kinda. People are complaining that illegal immigrants are taking their jobs. So basically, ICE has been arresting them, right? So what are they going to do to fill those jobs? They are revoking child labor laws. They're basically saying children can now work 10 hours a day, 8 days a week, 7 days a week. They're revoking.
Yeah.
They're flipping that
Not
law
only
around.
that, they fully expect them to still go to school full time.
Yeah.
They're just giving them. This is to make sure that they can work at night.
I've worked at night before.
Yes, but were you 14 working a 8 to 12-hour job at night?
Well, not a 14-year-old, but I did work at night.
Yeah, these ones. Yeah,
the
child
whole
labor
thing
laws.
is to allow children between the ages of 14 and 16 to work between 8 hours and 12 hours per night during school days or on school nights.
Okay, that's ridiculous. Why would you want to do that?
Because
that's
illegals were taking their jobs and they have a job vacancy.
Because they've quite literally arrested so many, quote unquote, illegals that they need those job positions to be filled. And the
So they're
best
going
way
for the
they can come
kids.
up with is to force children to work.
Yeah. That's wow.
Yeah, the adults are saying, hey, they're taking our jobs. Really? There's jobs there? What are you going to do? Let my kid work it.
Well, it's either they have nothing better else to do, or they're struggling to be the providers for the families, for their families. So it's one or the other, But they're willing to work where somebody else is saying, "Well, I'm not going to work those hours."
Anywho,
So-
I don't know why I came up. I thought I'd just come and say hello. Actually,
Hi.
You're always welcome to give us your perspective because you have an interesting perspective as a UK citizen living in the eastern or western time zone of Canada.
Yes.
And you are, as you were pointed out earlier, a woman.
Absolutely.
Dandelion,
Hey,
did you realize? Dandelion, did you?
Go ahead, Elihu.
Oh,
Go
did
ahead.
you realize that it took Anzo about 20 minutes to realize that Canada tariffs got revoked? And I put it in the chat. Like, come on, dude, this is breaking news. Get to the chat. Get to the chat. Come on.
Well,
Come on. Get to the chat. Get to the chat.
he's chatting. He's not always paying that much attention to the chat. It's all good.
I know, but I'm like,
And
dude,
it's also
Canada, breaking
possible he
news.
has.
Come on. Come on.
It's also almost certainly possible he has a lot more people watching and commenting, so he can't get to the chat as quickly as I do.
No, there was only maybe 6 or so people watching it. It wasn't a huge crowd today.
Yeah, a lot of people watches the OCC on rewatch instead of live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly a rewatch show.
Yeah.
Dandelion, what part of the UK did you come from originally?
So the middle-ish part. I was born in Coventry.
Oh, Coventry. Nice.
Nice if you enjoy places that got blown to pieces during the Second World War, but yes.
Second World War.
The Blitz.
The Blitz, yeah. Yeah. But
I believe that it had been repaired by the time I lived there. So.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it was fixed.
It was quite a few years later.
Yeah. Coventry, here's an interesting thing, though. Coventry is known for its agriculture, and it's known for plant life and things that they use to beautify the region. And that makes sense that you are in the position you work as.
I did leave England when I was 3. So
Yeah.
I really can't claim much of it on account of it being, over 50. Yeah, I guess just slightly over 50 years later. Since I'll be 54 this year.
I'm just shocked about how fast he was able to Google that.
My wife is turning a dreaded 59 this year, and I said, no, honey, you're 39, like the past of Jack Benny, except you're Jack Benny yet, and you just leave with that for a while. Just live with that. That's what you do.
I'm not fussy. I mean, I don't care the age that I am. It's fine. No problem with it.
But it works. All
right. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I still have to do a bunch of stuff before bed, which will be pretty soon because I'm really tired. It was a fucking insane day at work, so I will.
Anytime, and I'm sorry I didn't give more notice before this. I just needed to vent for a little bit.
I don't think there's too many Canadians here, Lemon Pie. Elihu and Vile Mike are not Canadian.
Canadian and Californian.
Yeah. I'm Central Californian. He's Southern Californian.
I know, Michael, you're living in Canada, are you?
Yes, I'm actually, my wife and I, Suzanne, we live here in, it's called Scarborough. It's a suburb.
Oh, yeah, no, I know where Scarborough is. I've been to Scarberia. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're in Scarborough West, and we're near the Scarborough Bluffs, and right near Lake Ontario, which had some waves coming through. We had 30-degree weather, Fahrenheit, not Celsius. I don't believe in that crap. Sorry.
I know.
It was -1. It was -1.
Oh, I don't know what Fahrenheit is. Sorry.
It was -1. Okay, just say it.
I know. I'm kidding. I have a vague knowledge.
Well, I lived in Arizona before I moved here. I lived in Arizona for 40 years of my life plus,
right.
And I'm used to so much Fahrenheit there. I had people from the East Coast who would come down. I used to work in tourism industry. And some people would come down and they'd be going, oh my God, what did I come into? I said, you wanted to visit Arizona in the first place.
It's a dry heat.
It's going to take you over a year to get used
I
to it.
hate that expression, Dandelion. It starts sticking your head in the oven. That's a dry heat.
Yeah, I know. I lived in Alberta, and when it was warm, it was a dry heat. But it was also a dry cold.
Yeah, I grew up in Phoenix.
Dry cold is better. Honestly,
you grew up in Phoenix? Oh, you lucky man.
The worst place I've ever lived was Toronto for weather.
Michael. Oh, sorry.
Hot in the summer and freezing cold in the winter, man.
Yeah.
Michael. When I
lived in Edmonton for 15 years, and I'd still rather go through a -30 in Edmonton than a -10 in freaking Toronto.
See, I know all you guys are full of shit because I live in Southern California. It's not possible for it to get lower than 40 degrees and higher than 100.
I know.
Actually, it was 114 here a couple of years ago, and we got pretty hot here a few years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marisol, ¿de dónde eres? In Mexico. Yes, Tijuana. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Michael, I remember when I got to 132 degrees in Phoenix.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I took
I
my.
will talk to you
one
all
last-
again soon.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
later.
Dan.
Bye, guys.
Take care, hon. Good to see you. And then there's 3. No, what I wanted to mention was when I took my wife down after we got married in in Phoenix, in Northeast Phoenix. I took my wife over to see my folks. Right, we stayed with them for a couple weeks, and my wife went through one of the hottest days.
You was gonna say Snottsdale, weren't you?
I was about to say that, but I left that off.
Yeah, yeah, Snottsdale. Pronounce it correctly.
Oh, that's where they live. They live in Northeast Scottsdale, is where my folks live. I'm proud to say that. They're in a good place. But but I took my wife to visit them and everything. And she went through one of the hottest days in the year, which was 121 degrees. And she said, I felt like you would just take my head, put it into the oven, and move it there, which is exactly how it is. Because I went through 122, which for Phoenix is the record. And I know my parents.
no, it's not. 128 was the record. I was there when it was 124 one time.
Oh,
I remember one time when I was sent out to Arizona, I was literally sending pictures to Mrs. Weil of the car, the rental car thermostat, where it judges the temperature from the outside, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 114. Then 5 minutes later, oh my god, it says 115. 5 minutes later, now it's 116, all the way to 118 degrees, and I'm just like, god damn, it's too hot.
Well, the one thing I'll never forget, because my parents so humbly remind me, on the day it was 122 degrees, at right about 2:00 in the afternoon, they had to shut down the entire Sky Harbor Airport because the asphalt was starting to melt. The planes, wheels and stuff. My parents were just flying in from Hawaii, and they were the very last flight to land into the airport before they shut the whole airport down. 6 hours it was shut down. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I remember those days.
Remind me about that, and I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, when the runway starts to warp, you need to shut down the airport.
Oh yeah. No, when you start to see your own tires melt on asphalt there, on any road, whether it's in the, you're like, oh shit, no, I'm not driving. Nope, staying home. Yep, yeah, just let that thing melt.
All right, so what else do you guys want to complain about before I end the stream? Because I'm probably going to end it after an hour, just because I can feel my pills kicking in and the alcohol's not helping now. Because I've already downed half this beer already.
Oh no!
And this is a 40.
Well, you know what? I want to give a shout out to Val Kilmer. One of our Batmans is gone. He died at 65. Of his throat cancer, and I want to give him a special shout out because I grew up watching Val Kilmer, and I got to say, I still think his interpretation of Batman, especially after Michael Keaton took it after 2 movies and said, "I ain't doing this shit. I don't want to be stereotyped." So Kilmer stepped in when he didn't have to, but he did, and I think he did a pretty good job. I have to say,
yep.
he's probably
he was a great Bruce Wayne.
Well, yes. I was going to say, one of the things I always remember about his movies, my dad took me to see The Saint when it came out.
Oh, yeah, when he did The Saint, the reboot, yes.
And I remember being, oh, God, I want to say 10, maybe 11 years old.
Yeah.
And getting mad at that movie over its description of cold fusion.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's cold fusion doesn't mean that it's going to be in a cold environment. It means it's going to be under a certain temperature that's still thousands and thousands of degrees hot. It's not ice cold fusion. No, it's wrong. And even my dad looking at me like, you know too much about that shit for your age.
Yeah, and I gotta say, when he portrayed Jim Morrison of the Doors, stellar performance. I mean, I swear to God, he did that performance so well. Even Jim Morrison himself from the grave in France, in Paris, stood up and applauded because it was so well done. And some people forget that Meg Ryan playing Corson, Pamela Corson, who was his girlfriend up until his death. Meg Ryan did a great job too. And I'm surprised. Every time I love watching it, every time the Doors documentary comes on and there's Val Kilmer, and he's singing with his own voice. Come on, baby, light my fire, and all this stuff. Oh my God, yeah, great rock performance. Val, we're gonna miss you. Tombstone, absolutely. Yeah, you played
Did you
great
know that
part.
his last Instagram post was him putting on the Batman cowl, showing off some
Yes,
Batman art? I'm like,
yes,
wow.
yes. I was so happy to see that. Yeah, I'm your
Yeah,
Huckleberry.
Batman Forever might not be one of my favorite Batman films, and I only ever include it in my headcanon as part of the Tim Burton trilogy
Yes.
because I figure that the wacky elements are okay only because of Jim Carrey. I don't really like Tommy Lee Jones'
Yeah,
wacky
Timberlake.
Two-Face
Yeah,
interpretation,
he
but
did a great Two-Face. Yeah. Mhm.
in my own personal headcanon, that is a trilogy. It's not a
Yes.
quadrilogy. I don't consider it. I don't consider
Oh, no,
Batman
no.
and Robin part of it.
Are you kidding? We're not even including Arnold. Like, get to the chopper, kill the heroes.
No.
We don't even do that. Yeah, no, we don't.
What about Alicia Silverstone, Batgirl?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Alicia
I will admit,
Silverstone.
when that movie did come out, I wanted the Batman or the Batgirl cup from McDonald's just because if when you looked at it, it really highlighted her boobs.
Mm.
I
No,
was
I
young at the
remember
time. I've matured now.
Hey,
I still like boobs.
I enjoyed the close up butt shot of her butt in the movie. Okay, that was a great
Yeah, I
shot.
remember that too.
Yeah, but I still gotta go with the original Yvonne Craig from the original Batman series
Julie
because
Newmar.
not only that, well, no, but not only that, but because she is actually a distant relative, blood related to my wife Suzanne. Suzanne's original name was Craig, and I told you guys before,
Ah,
Daniel Craig is blood related on her father's side. So the guy that just finished doing James Bond. So yeah.
What about Eartha? What about Eartha? Do you think she's a good
Eartha
Catwoman?
no,
Kitt, I
he
love
was
Eartha
referring
Kitt.
to Batgirl, not
I was referring
Catwoman.
to
I
Batgirl,
know.
not Catwoman.
I'm asking him a question though.
Yeah, I love Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt is my favorite Catwoman.
Hmm.
And Michelle Pfeiffer's right there from Batman
Yeah,
2, the Batman Returns. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mentioned Eartha Kitt because nobody really mentions her when they talk about Catwoman. It's like Eartha Kitt, come on.
Eartha Kitt was actually more multi-talented than Julie Newmar and Lee Merriweather put together. So, that's why she's the better,
Well,
to me, she's the better Catwoman. Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
of course that was back in an age where not many people would complain, other than certain southern areas, when a woman of color replaced a white woman.
Nobody
Right.
complained about the Joker. He was Spanish.
Yeah, he was Hispanic.
Romero. He was
Yeah,
Hispanic.
Cesar Romero too, but I don't think people
Yeah.
noticed or cared that much back then. Nowadays,
No,
you hire someone with the last name Romero to play the Joker, they're going to be like, "Oh, you're woke."
oh man. Well, we just saw this film Jason Statham did recently called A Working Man. And you tell me that Michael Pena didn't have a heartfelt role, playing the dad of his daughter being missing and being kidnapped for sexual slavery. And
How many times are they going to
Michael
make a movie
Pena is
like
a great
that?
guy. Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
Michael Pena is a great Hispanic actor.
Yeah, but
Truly,
how
he's
many
still one of the
times?
last classic ones. I
How
say.
many times are they going to make a movie like that? Father, action hero, rescue the daughter. I'm like, come on, we saw that with
Well,
Liam Neeson. We saw that with Beekeeper. What the? How
Well,
many
no,
times are you guys going to do this?
okay,
well,
hold
no,
on. The reason they do that, Elihu, is because they want you to be able to root for that person to injure those people now.
yes.
Yeah, but you know that person's going to injure that person. So what's the point of seeing it? Okay, he's going to beat him up now.
Because they want you to hate those people before they even get punched in the face. And that makes
Yes.
sense.
And Jason Statham is actually right up there with Jet Li and all those guys. So absolutely,
It's also why
I would go to a Jason Statham film before anything else because that's its
it's
own
also
for me.
why so often you'll see Nazis, literal German Nazis, to be the bad guys in a lot of games and films, because
Yes,
it's a group that no matter what you do to them, no one's going to be like, "Oh, you killed, poor innocent following orders guys number 16 through 17."
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
I'm just not into those movies.
Yeah, at first, oh, geez, bit of a
Well,
time
as I
bomb.
said, I literally took those pills before I decided to start the stream. I just needed to vent a little bit because Mrs. Vile sent me a message reminding me, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do a stream just to continue bitching and moaning about it.
Yeah, and I just want to quickly address what women said. Well, as the asphalt melted, did anyone say it's okay? It's a dry heat. Yes, I actually heard people say that, and I said, "Shut your mouth." It's already dry heat. We know this, but when you have asphalt melting, that doesn't mean that you put that asphalt together with credible materials. You just decided
when it's so hot in Arizona, the cactuses are catching fire. It's too fucking hot, no matter how dry it is.
Exactly. When you see a barrel cactus go up in flames out of nowhere, like something out of spontaneous combustion, you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, you're in flames. Yeah, you're
Okay,
When
you're
when the coyotes are resting on your front yard, and they just look at you, go hi, and that's it. It's fucking hot. They're like,
Okay.
oh fuck, I'm too tired to do anything, man. I
Remind
see
me,
you.
is it actually Arizona? Because as often as I've been there and driven through it, I don't remember. Isn't there a species of cactus that's in Arizona? I don't think it's native. That has its roots that have dried portions that if you step on them, it causes a small explosion type thing where it launches pieces of broken needles and dried bits at you.
No, you're just talking.
Well-
No, you're thinking of some jumping cactus, not exploding cactus.
Okay, but
Jumping cactus is very loose. It'll stick to you.
Yeah, and it flies through. If you have all of a sudden what they call a haboob, a dust storm that goes through there, you do not want to be anywhere near a jumping cacti because those things will fly through the air and impale you. Literally.
Literally impale you. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll kill you. So, yeah, you don't want to do that.
Because I'm just thinking, it's getting so hot that those things are starting to explode, sending shrapnel all over the place. No.
Exactly. They can crackle because okay. I've seen an instant where I was walking in the desert with my parents, and I saw literally a creosote bush. You've seen those, right? You know.
Yeah, I know what a creosote is.
And a creosote bush right next to a jumping cacti. And my dad said, "Watch out!" The creosote crackled, and then it blew up, and it hit the jumping cactus. And the next thing I know, there's pieces of jumping cactus and shards of the needles, which are deadly in themselves if you're impaled by enough of them, all over the desert floor. We literally had to walk like a way around it, like way so far away from it, because it's all dangerous. It's like landmines. Yeah, you have to be careful. So, you never mess with a jumping cactus. Never, ever. I tell people that all the time. It's like you're so brave. You're going to walk out there. Oh, very little water. Well, let's see, 100 degrees. Where's the water now? Oh, it's evaporated. Oh, shit. And then we're out in the middle of nowhere. And then, well, now you know why you're a missing person. Because that's it. You're gone. No help for you. Yeah.
Unless you know how to find the water.
Yeah, right. Well, they do have some water in saguaro cactus, right? In some of them, they do have some water that you can actually, take out.
Some saguaro you can take out. It's like I think it's the 3 limbs, not the 2s.
Right, but unless you're a Native American who knows how, you're pretty
plus
stuck.
I think those are protected, so you're not actually supposed to try to get water out of them.
That's right. You can't even transplant them anymore, right? The saguaros.
Without a permit. It costs like about $1,000 to transport.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain species of palm tree that are native to San Diego that are the same way. And I don't mean this, as a euphemism for anything similar to what's going on in the country. We have a species of palm that it just happens to be called the Mexican palm that kind of grows like weeds.
Yes.
Those ones are so limited now that are so, they're so overgrown that people charge a lot of money to just cut them up and get rid of them. They're not even worth transplanting because they grow everywhere. They're literally like a weed type plant. And the thing is, because they're palms, that means they have 2 types of roots. They have the surface roots that just stretch on for a very long time. And then they have the deep roots that go insanely deep for palms.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like, if you look at a lot of trees, if you were like turning them upside down, their roots look like branches. Not
Right.
these. It's like a giant circle around with roots going all around, and then just some go straight down.
Right. The other thing I feel bad, real quick, I want to mention is, oh hey, hello, Caddy. Is that Caddy
Yep.
or Kate?
This is Caddy Knight, the eldest of the Vile children.
Ah, hello, Caddy. Welcome.
The real star of the channel.
Yes.
It's not morning. That's why you're here. Okay, you're awake.
Yeah.
I'll say, I'm actually like half asleep in full honesty.
Well, sweetheart, your dad is actually half asleep too. I took sleeping pills before the stream, and I'm actually drinking beer because I'm so fed up with today.
Fair point. I am stressed out and tired for other reasons that you already know about.
Okay,
And
Caddy, how
other
about this? How about
reasons-
this? How about this? Close your eyes and think of Jeremy fucking Jordan. You feel better now?
Always.
Okay, good.
But yeah, what I wanted to quickly say was one of the most beautiful things you always see in spring. Yes, there's even spring in Arizona somewhere. But you see the sunflowers. Well, believe me, everybody thinks we
3
only got
days.
like two. Yeah, they only think we have like two, seasons a year, which is partly true. I mean, you have a very short spring, and they have a very warm summer, which lasts almost 9 months out of the year.
Yeah,
But
I'm
the
sorry.
point-
I kind of agree with most people. I've been to Arizona multiple times. You only have 2 seasons, summer and rainy.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
Yeah,
actually
well,
pronounced monsoon.
No,
It's
I
not monsoon
thought
season.
Well, they don't call it
Arizona.
that anymore. Yeah,
I thought
hell was
Arizona
that?
was.
yeah.
That's Michael.
No, they
That's
call
your
it. They
smoke
call
alarm.
it a summer. They call it a summer storm. So
Michael, is
yeah,
that your smoke alarm?
that's the building's alarm. Somebody's been
Oh, okay.
smoking in the aisles again.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I'm gonna mute you for a sec then, just in case.
Yeah. I got. Oh,
You can unmute when that's done. Okay, you can do that yourself. Don't worry.
And you can unmute yourself. It's not something that I'm locked you into.
I thought Arizona was one of the proud people of the fire season.
Oh yeah, they have fire season too.
Wouldn't that make 3 seasons? Summer, fire, and rainy?
But it's kind of
Arizona
like
hasn't
a
had a
fire season in
wildfire in a
California
while.
and summer season in California. They overlap.
Yeah, but Arizona hasn't had a fire season in several years.
No, they had a big. Didn't they have a bunch of big fires just last year?
No. These are small fires. I want no wildfires like California had.
I'll say it doesn't matter. If they have fire during fire season, it's still a fire season.
Okay, so
Well,
somebody has to campfire
considering
at the fire season.
California had a bunch of, Southern California had a bunch of wildfires outside of fire season this year, so that's even more funny. We had a bonus fire season, which of course the idiot in chief only made worse by releasing water into the valley instead of. I don't know.
The forest.
And
Oh my
Eddie
gosh.
pats himself on the back. Oh God.
The water did not even reach the woods.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. We put the goddamn annoying orange in office.
And by the way, the 2 space astronauts rebuked Trump's claim that he saved them. It was like they clarified. It was sent in a memo that stated that we're going to be rescued in February. They even they said "fuck you, Trump." Like, no, he lied. We weren't stuck up there. Sorry, I'm just nasty space.
Yeah,
thing.
I know. I mean, and he's talking about stuff like, bringing these technology companies are coming to the United States. I'm like, yeah, that was because of a thing Biden did, not because of something you did.
I was gonna say I told you about what he posted online. I don't know if that's been brought up.
Say that again.
Oh, and in my personal opinion, the blatant threat he made against the LGBTQ plus community.
What did he say?
It's not exactly what he said. It's more something he reposted, but it's something that you should not repost. Period. and it was the pink triangle, specifically, the one that was used to brand us in Nazi Germany. Mind you, that post has now since been taken down because there was an outcry of "What the fuck, dude?" And part of me wants to play.
Oh, go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Part of me wants to play devil's advocate and be like, I don't think he actually meant to do that. I think he is so incredibly brain fried from all the shitty spray tan he has that he didn't realize what he did. He just saw Trump good and hit the repost button.
Probably. To be all honesty, I would imagine that he didn't realize what it was because I don't think he knows shit. But
he knows shit. He knows what he's sitting in with his diaper, so he knows what shit is.
Caddy, were you listening to how I found out about the tariffs?
No.
Okay. I went to do laundry today at the one near the storage unit.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, since I'm at the storage unit or near the storage unit, I was going to swing by and grab some stuff. And as I throw everything in the dryer, I'm going to the storage unit to deal with stuff, and I'm packing this guy's thing that he had purchased, and he wants to cancel because of the tariffs because he's worried that it's going to suddenly cost him more, even though he's already paid for it. And he's in France, doesn't want to buy the thing now, and wants to cancel the order. And it's because of fucking Trump's tariffs.
Hang on. There's something else about Trump's tariffs. He's also taxing the British Indian Ocean Territory. Do you know what that is? The only people in the British Ocean Indian Territory are the U.S. base at Diego Garcia. He's taxing an American military base. This is on the fucking list.
I feel like my specific profile picture is becoming more and more of a reality.
Yeah, I honestly think that, we were talking a little bit earlier that black market and prohibition stuff is going to skyrocket in this country.
Like, all of a sudden, the massive amount of research I've put into the Great Depression might actually be handy.
Yeah. I think your personal life experience and choosing to focus on that era of United States history is going to be a benefit to the Vile family.
Because I have spent way too much time staring at various related Great Depression crap.
No, me and Mrs. Vile have joked about going to visit Dandelion up in Canada and maybe staying there for too long.
I mean, you heard about the cruise, right?
Which cruise?
The 4-year cruise?
Yeah, the 4-year cruise.
Oh, yeah,
I heard about that. If I could afford it, I'd be on the boat right now.
Same.
Yeah, soon, Caddy, your knowledge about how to boil shoe leather to make it edible will be very useful.
I also know how to make a full meal from a single potato.
I know how to cook a potato.
Your dad knows how to cook a potato, but now you can make a full meal out of it. That's good to know.
Seriously, I have made
a single potato.
Yeah.
Actually, so can I.
It's not that hard. Potatoes are very versatile. Some potato, a little salt,
some garlic, some paprika.
All right,
a little bit of cabbage.
If we're talking pure potato,
I don't know if it was Ringworld or Discworld, but have either of you guys read those series?
No.
Okay, there's one in one of those books. I can't remember which one. I can't remember the character's name. I just remember the speech. It was a guy saying how a potato is worth more than gold. And the other guy's like, well, no, our whole world system is built around gold. Our currency is based on gold. A potato is just a potato. And he's like, okay, well, if you were on a desert island, what would you want more, a potato or gold? I was like, well, that's depending on the circumstances. Like, well, no, think about it this way. If you put your gold in the ground, you're not going to sprout a gold tree. But if you put a potato in the ground, you'll have a field worth of potatoes later on. And no matter what you do, you can always eat a potato. You can live off potatoes. You can't live off of gold under every circumstance.
And it helps that, again, potatoes are incredibly, resilient. There are potatoes that I have that I put in the dark cupboard for like a day, and they're already starting to sprout roots. Dude, those things are mildly terrifying. You leave them alone for too long, and they're gonna try to make a goddamn colony in your cupboard.
Attack of the killer potatoes.
Okay, you say that, and I'm like, I have to point it out. Remember, the movie that you're parodying, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, was filmed here in San Diego, so I have no problem with Attack of the Killer Potatoes. I am all for it.
But
go ahead.
Spores, real spores from space, potato spores.
A lot of good Great Depression foods are going to come back in full swing. I know how to make an apple pie from Ritz crackers.
So do I, but that's because of that guy you showed me on Twitter.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
The gay guy. What is his name? I know the title of his book because I pack it out at one of my stores. It's called Baking Yesterday. What is his name?
Dylan B. Hollis.
Yes, thank you. If you're not subscribed to Dylan B. Hollis on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, you need to subscribe. He is funny as all fuck, and I love his videos.
He is so goddamn funny.
Put his link in the chat.
I don't have his link. Just look up Dylan Hollis.
Oh, man. Hang on.
Yeah, Dylan B. Hollis.
Thank you. Thank you. Hang on a second. I gotta open up YouTube. Sheesh. You make me do shit.
I don't know if that's how he spells it. That's the problem.
You are making me do shit.
Yes, I believe so. Yes, that's I think how he spells his name. But there is no like spaces, no period. It's all one word.
Sloppy bread, cream of the sea, Charleston's beanie wafers, Mississippi mud. Ooh,
yep. Those are videos he's done recently.
That's good. Okay,
yeah, so generally his thing is he makes Depression era food, and he is one of the reasons I know how to make so much Depression era food. I can also tell you, if stock markets do crash, ramen's gonna be your best fucking friend. That shit is cheap.
No, it's not. Because it's all imported, and he put a 24% tariff on all imports from Japan.
Potato donuts, 60-second video.
No, I think disrespecting donuts should carry a life sentence, so let's see if we're going to jail today, huh? Peel and boil 2 Russets.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay, I subscribe.
Hashtag not sponsored, but yeah, he has a book out called Baking Yesteryear, and I wanted to buy it.
Dad, if you ever buy one, please buy me one. God, please. I fucking love that man so much. He is so funny.
Yeah, is it a chocolate potato cake?
Hold on, Elijah. Let Michael speak.
I'm sorry. No, I was just going to say I'm sorry about the fire alarm. It's always, all the time.
We're not blaming you.
A false alarm. Well, no, it's usually a false alarm because somebody gets stupid and they start to, smoke when this is a non-smoking building and they're smoking in the hallway or they're smoking in the stairwell and everything else. They're idiots. I live with idiots in this building. So yeah, can't help it.
Well,
by the way, what I wanted to point out also over here, my wife just created our own coat rack. This is something that she built herself. Just a couple of screws, things, and that's how talented she is. Yeah.
All right, Mike. You know why I smoke in my? You know why I stream from my car most of the time?
Why?
Is because I'm not allowed to smoke inside the house or even outside the house. Even on occasion when I smoke or when I do a live stream at the house and I'm parked in the frickin' driveway, I can only smoke when I'm in my car. So I still stream from my car even if I'm in the frickin' driveway.
Mike, it's fine. You're being polite and you're not spreading the second-hand smoke. That's a good thing too.
Hey, Caddy, guess what I found?
Apple pie from the Great Depression. This recipe was sent to me by Herbert Hoover Feet Picks. Something for everybody. Instead of apples, this recipe uses Ritz crackers.
Crackers? What
Yeah,
about
Ritz crackers.
Yeah,
And-
What
and-
about
seriously,
Okay.
watch that video.
Okay.
Stir until disgusting.
They're totally disgusting.
Yeah. And when I meant that my wife makes the best mashed potatoes ever, she adds just the right amount of garlic and garlic clove, and she adds the right amount of ingredients, different spices. It just makes it fantastic. I mean, I love my mother. Okay, everybody loves their mother. If you don't love your mom, you're in. I don't even want to talk to you. But I love my mom, and my mom, till I met Suzanne, is a fantastic cook. My mom could cook the clothes off of Ramsey and all those guys. That's how good my mom is. So when I came across Suzanne immediately, I said, okay, Suzanne, you're 1A, mom's 1B. That's it. That's
Well,
it. When
what's
comes
funny
to
about it,
cooking,
when you said the garlic, I know I'm like, I wouldn't enjoy it because, well, I like garlic, but I can't eat garlic without taking a pill first.
oh, well, no, an allergy pill, right?
Actually, it's just a pill that for some reason interferes with the processing of one of the sugars found in garlic and onions, so I can
Okay.
actually eat those things. It's
Oh, okay.
ironic, and here's what's ironic about it: the pill is the active ingredient in Gas X. So, in other words, a bloating pill, right?
Right.
But when I take that pill to eat those things, it gives me incredibly bad gas.
Oh, yeah.
So I take the
can't
pill,
be
and
helped.
because of my the fact I can't process that sugar, I end up with severely bad gas. And if Mrs. Vile's still listening or watching, she will tell you that she nearly wants to kick me out of bed some nights because
Oh, yeah.
it's so bad.
Some nights.
I think if you
Oh.
get through the first night, this is honest God truth. When Suzanne and I got married down in Northeast Phoenix, our parents were witnesses to our wedding. It was a courthouse wedding, and the person who did our wedding, her last name was Macbeth, like from Shakespeare, Judge Macbeth. I kid you not, this is a true story. So the fact is, she did a complete Shakespearean soliloquy, verbatim, by memory, just like said the whole thing. I was bawling my eyes out. My dad was bawling my eyes out, and my mom and Suzanne are over here laughing their heads off like geese and going, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, crazy. But anyway, after we got married, we went back to my apartment that I still had, and we had gone before we got back to the apartment. We went to Ajo Al's. I don't know if you guys have ever been to that one in Arizona, but it's a great Mexican restaurant. And we went there, had
No,
Mexican
Ponchos is better.
Okay, I like yeah. Well, I've been to Monty's La Casa Vieja before. Of course, that's
Ponchos is still better. Sorry, Ponchos is still better.
Ponchos, well, okay. But
I got my heart.
I understand. I've been there. But anyway, so long story short, so we get back home, and after we've eaten, after our wedding ceremony, we boom, boom, gas, you name it, terrible. But my dad made a good point. He says, if your wife can pass gas, and if you can pass gas, and you can still tolerate the next morning, you're destined for life. You're going to be married for life. That's it. There's all there is to it.
Okay, we have been together for over 7 years, and Mrs. Vile still doesn't like to fart in front of me.
Oh, God.
And she will probably kick me in the nuts now that I've said that on a stream.
Oh man, yeah. Well, we first met on the internet 15 years ago on March 1st, 2010, and then we got together both 2 times in 2015 in June for her birthday and in September for mine. We even knew then that we were going to be together, and then we, like I said, we got married in Arizona, and then we moved up here. I moved up here literally less than a year later in 2017, and we've been happily married ever since. Yeah, so we're meant for each other, definitely. My parents just celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary last year. 60 years together. Yeah, I'm very happy for my folks, and they tolerate. I mean, they have a Great Dane, okay, named Bertha. Bertha's in there now. Great Danes, when they let out a big gasser, it kills wildlife. It knocks out anybody. And my parents can tolerate it. I don't know how they can do it. I don't know. I don't know. They have their own problems, but I don't know how they do it. And then our own girls, we have our cats, and our cats let one go every once in a while. We're like, whoa, but you can deal with it. If you can deal with
Okay,
it, you're meant to.
I got to tell you something, which is funny. One of the things I have to pack out in Walmart's is a literal coloring book called Cat Farts.
Yes. Cat farts. Yeah.
Hey, Caddy,
What?
Caddy?
have you seen? Did you know that the new trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 has just been released?
I honestly could care less about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer. A trailer that I am much more excited for got released in the new in one of the new Nintendo Directs, and that means the next Tamagotchi Life is coming out, and I am so fucking excited.
My Tamagotchi died a long time ago.
No, not
I
Tamagotchi.
thought you were going to talk about the Legend of Zelda movie that they've announced, because we
No.
literally talked about it on the last CNA stream.
No, Elihu, not Tamagotchi, Tamagotchi.
Oh, sorry.
Tamagotchi is the game that I used to play as a kid where you could make Sans and your mom get married.
Ah.
And have kids and make those kids eventually get married. It was so dumb.
To each other? What?
Yeah.
On another hand, sorry, you had said earlier about someone being able to recite an entire soliloquy from a Shakespeare thing, Macbeth.
Yeah, from Shakespeare. Yeah, it's a marriage soliloquy from Shakespeare, which I believe was meant for Romeo and Juliet, if I'm not mistaken. But this Judge Macbeth knew the whole thing verbatim and said the whole thing, and I was like, wow.
The reason that what that brought me to was in high school, I used to be able to recite the last poem Bonnie Parker ever wrote, verbatim, and I had to pause and be like, "Can I still do that?"
Can you still do that? I don't know.
You've read the story of Jesse James, how he lived and died. If you're still in need of something to read, here's the story of Bonnie and Clyde. Now, Bonnie and Clyde are the Barrow Gang. I'm sure you all have read how they rob and steal, and those who squeal are usually found dying or dead. There's a lot of untruths to these write-ups. They're not as ruthless as that. Their nature is raw. They hate all the law. They steal pigeons, spotters, and rats.
Nice.
There's more to it. There is a lot more to it. I'm trying to remember what's the next stanza because there's 4 stanzas running around in my head.
Yeah, and I just noticed that is one of the few pictures of Bonnie and Clyde together on your avatar.
Yes, I love them to death.
Yeah, very cool. Now, here's a trivia question. Do you remember who played? We all know that Warren Beatty played, Clyde, but who played Bonnie?
Faye Dunaway.
Top marks. Good job, Patty. Good job.
It's Bonnie and Clyde. She knows. If you ask her a question about Bonnie and Clyde, she will know. So don't even ask her.
I own a book written by Blanche Barrow, his sister-in-law.
Yeah, and we just lost Gene Hackman. He was in it too.
He was the original Buck.
Yes, he was. Yeah, I mean, oh man, yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, it's 20 minutes after an hour. I thought I was only going to stream for an hour to bitch and moan. So, since Caddy's actually here, I'll let her decide which clip we end the show on, because I think we need some Strange New Worlds singing in our life.
I love the new trailer.
I think Klingon style.
All right.
Second one.
Help the Klingons, hoorah! Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Hey, sexy lady. Klingon style. Klingon style.
Buy something at SD GameSwap, or I'm going to put all of you in a cargo container and transport you to the Borg.
All right. One last plug for
Father.
SD GameSwap. What's up, sweetheart?
Father, can you do the Cameron slapping the pancake one too?
Oh, I have a new one. I don't know if you've seen it. Hold on. I'm going to play the new one for you.
Oh yeah.
All right, I have a video we can make. You don't open it with your teeth. Damn it, child.
Weird child.
Damn it,
Yeah.
Shadow.
Oh, that was great.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
weird child.
And because I have his permission, I'm going to keep playing this one. Have you seen this one?
They have found a way to penetrate our shield.
Was I not supposed to add them to the group chat?
Oh, that is perfect.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Do you still have the phaser one, Father?
Of course. I have those ones which I play on. I rotate them for the CNA stream, so I at least have one of the Vile Children on. So, what, you want to see yourself shoot me again?
It's hilarious, of course.
Yes, die, daddy, die.
All right, you're 19 years old now. I figure it's about time you got one after all your complaining.
For reference, the only thing that was rehearsed at all about that clip was just Dad going, "You're 19 years old, it's about time you got one. Here." Me struggling to get the damn thing to turn on was entirely me just struggling in real life.
It's like you're switching from the stun to kill. Like the guy's like, son, no, kill, daddy, not daddy, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the actual story behind that was me struggling to get the damn thing to turn on.
All right. Caddy, see if you can show up for the Sunday stream. I do have to work tomorrow, so it's almost 9:30 this time, and I'm definitely feeling the pills kicking in now.
Alrighty.
So I gotta go. Later, folks. We'll do another one of these probably sooner than I want to, because I'm sure there's gonna be something else stupid happening that I'll want to complain and bitch about. But if you're interested, there is the new pre-show politics on Sunday before the CNA stream, and of course
10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, and then the CNA stream is getting real close to the 250th episode. So spread the word. Maybe we can get some more people to join the panel.
Ooh, Jeff Nerdy.
Should I make another all categories?
No, because that's going to be on the Jep Nerdy channel once I am able to once I'm able to start doing that again. I'm going to put that on the Jep Nerdy channel.
Yeah, but make people suffer.
No. All right.
No, My Hero Academy, please.
Later, folks.
Bye-bye.